Fun. They're good. They're a good group. Good energy. It's been a long week for them. So first week for all of them. But they're good. They got good leadership and getting in better shape and that kind of thing. But you expect that this time of the year, and just trying to keep them healthy more importantly. And then they'll be better next week. And by week 6 or 7 we'll be better. And then they get a little break, and then we're back for 20 hours a week.
Yeah. Sorry, you mentioned leadership. You added a bunch of different seniors this offseason. What's that kind of been like, that transition?
Yeah, they've been good. Jeremiah was here. I think our 3 veterans, Emmanuel and Jeremiah and J. Mike have been really good. So they've been, the leadership to have veteran guys back. And then those other guys, like Martini was a captain at Princeton. So these guys have, been around and good leadership. They're figuring it out too. Everything's new to them, but they've been good. They've worked hard. They've worked hard in the weight room, and they're good group. We have tremendous size. Like, we got size at every position, which we haven't had, and I think we got some real good candidates to be really good leaders.
Steve, with Dylan, when did he come back, and how's he handling everything?
Fine. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's great. So as soon as his knee, says, it's the summertime right now. Be smart and have his knee feel great, and then he'll be back. He's a good player, and he's soaking in everything. He knows what's going on.
And Coach, you talked about 5 new players, 5 new seniors, 5 incoming freshmen, almost an entirely new roster. How do you handle just the the chemistry aspect, getting everyone to gel and play as a team? We have so many new players coming in.
Well, I think this is college basketball. Every coach in America. I think there were 3,800 kids in the portal. Thankful the 3 toughest kids returned. Those kids are tough, and happy with the 4 transfers. They're veteran guys. Player of the year, Jordan, Tyson, a lead scorer, Zach, a leader and a real physical guy. I think those guys, have done a really good job. And then PJ, didn't practice today, but really good shooter out of San Diego. So I think they've been good leaders throughout. And then every year you're going to bring in your freshmen. So, excited about that. And, it's just like any other year, get them together as much as possible. That's why the summertime's so important. Try to do things every Tuesday, Team Tuesdays. But this group so far has been really connected, and hopefully it stays that way.
Obviously, the last season wasn't what you wanted when it came to the transfer portal. How would you describe the way you, changed the way you attacked it this offseason?
Well, I think it's like anything. People say that to me all the time. There's new rules now, so things that happened to our program last year can't happen this year with the grad transfer, so that had nothing to do with us. The rules changed. But just having kids decide early on, that they were going to jump in the portal helped us, be in the portal early, earlier, finding kids that, want to be at Rutgers. So I think everyone's trying to learn, NIL, the extra COVID year, the portal, and kind of try to, figure it out. It's a new tool in recruiting, and, I think we did a really good job. We wanted to identify free throw shooters, like guys that could shoot, and then we wanted to identify guys that wanted to be here. And those 4 kids really wanted to be here, and they all can make free throws, and they've been good additions to us, and we had a lot longer in the portal to find kids.
Bryce George, what are you seeing out of him?
All the freshmen have to, just get in better shape, and learn how to, college workouts. So he's going through the same thing. He's kind of reminds me of Caleb McConnell a little bit, like his length and his athleticism, and I think he could end up being a really good defender, down the road. But, right now the freshmen are just in survival mode and figure it out kind of mode. But all of them are unique. They're all big, first of all, really big physically, and they all have, different skill sets. Dylan Grant is extremely athletic, with good size and can do some things around. Lathan's, just huge and skilled. Obviously Ace is 6'10" and does everything. Dylan's not, here right now, but we all know, what he can do as far as putting the ball on the deck, and he's big. physically too. So they all bring something new to the table. And Bryce is, certainly a defender right now that can really good length. He's really tall. So excited about all those guys' upsides and how big they are, and they're coachable.
Can you talk a little bit more about Ace and his game so far? I know you've recruited him for so many years. You've seen him play so many times. What's it like to finally see him in a Rutgers uniform?
Yeah, I mean, he's just unique. He can play all 5 positions, really. I mean, he won't obviously be wrestling with a lot of 5s, but, he can handle the ball. He could be your point guard when he rebounds. I think he's going to be an elite rebounder. And he's a really good playmaker. Like, he makes plays for people. It's a great personality. So all the things I saw in the recruiting, of him, and a really good worker. So, we're excited about, what he brings, obviously, to the table.
True freshman center in Lathan Somerville, Emmanuel Bole coming back from last year. Just what have you seen out of the center position so far?
Yeah, I mean, we are excited. I know everybody's worried about it seems to be the theme. It's great. My first year, they were worried about every position. So, we're just worried about one position. Emmanuel is going to be the most improved player. I mean, you guys saw him today. He jumps as high as any center we've had. That includes Cliff. He runs. Dave Van Dyke clocked him at the fastest time on our team, along with Jordan. And Jordan's another guy in that. That's a physical guy that has got good leadership skills too. So I'll make sure that I mentioned that. But then we go Martini, and then we go Lathan, and then Bryce can play some 5 as a ball handling 5 at 6'11". So our 5 spot is as versatile as it's been. I really think it's going to end up being like a really good spot for us. We have 2 guys. Lathan's a good 3-point shooter. Obviously, Martini shoots 3s. E is a huge rim roller and a leaper, and his physicality is just, he hits people and enjoys it. So, I'm excited, about the improvements that we made, and that we're certainly going to miss Cliff. You always miss plays, but we've added size in that position, especially Wolf. These guys are all bigger than, Wolf was, and their ability to shoot the 3 and make free throws too changes that 5 spot too for us a little bit.
You still have that 13 scholarship. Have you given any thought to how you're going to use it?
The great part of college athletics now, we could have 500 scholarships now with the new rules. So, there will never be like 13 scholarships. I can have 15 scholarships if I want. You're always looking. I mean, it's always going to be one of those things that, if I think we can add some true value, I'm not just bringing in guys. I right now have a lot of playing time that I got to make sure, Tyson Acuff too is another guy that, another leader, senior, but, I got to figure out 12 guys now, and there's some guys that are going to play a lot of minutes. So to keep 13 happy at this day and age is a hard thing to do. But, if there's a valuable kid out there that we think can help our program, but we're not very concerned. We actually have a really good walk-on that's 6'10" that's helped us in practice too. So we have 15 bodies right now that I'm excited about, and I don't spend a lot of time talking about number 16. I know everyone else does, but I like to talk about the ones we do have. But if something good pops up, we're involved. And there's still some kids out there, but you got to have NIL. There's a lot of things. It's not just, you have a scholarship. There's some schools with 7 scholarships right now, but there's a lot of other factors at this time.
And with guys like Ace and Dylan, I mean, you could argue this is one of the most hype seasons we've seen. I don't know how long. I mean, what's the message to you and your guys throughout the locker room?
No, just work. We talked about work, and we talk about winning, and we talk about each other. WWE is one of our things, and that's what we talk about. It's great to have, he's the number 1 point guard in the country, and Ace is the number 1 wing in the country. I don't think we've had that here in a while. And so we're happy about that, but we like the pieces that we surrounded him with. And I think, Zach Martini's huge impact. I think Emmanuel, I think J. Mike, Jeremiah, our leading scorer from last year, that, continues to be, like a really good leader. And so, I think we have a chance. But we got to keep working, and the other part is, and you guys that don't understand, factor in, you got to be healthy. And I know we didn't have the year we had last year. We had a lot of guys not healthy last year, and You know, a healthy Mawat Mag would have changed our season last year. Just one guy, never mind Austin Williams was hurt and Noah Fernandez missed games and all those other, you know. So we got to be healthy this year. That's going to be a very important part of what we're trying to do.
Steve, saw the wrestling belt at the end of practice. What's the story behind that, and how's that kind of work?
No, it just, you know, worker who had an awesome week this week, you know. So we had a few candidates, and he separated himself in, you know, the weight room and then on the court and what he's done with his body. But we had a few, you know, Jay Mike had a great week. I think Zach Martini had a good, you know, really good week. You know, so a couple other guys could have got it too, but he got it, you know, for this week, and hopefully someone new will get it next week.